What's good with y'all boys and gals? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling, man? How's everything going for you? How's the day unfolding for you? You feel me? Hope everything been going great for you. For me over here, it's heading into midday, and I was just thinking and pondering to myself about the shadow, and I wanted to share a perspective and share my perspective, my experience, and how I view the shadow and what I've learned from the shadow, so to speak. So hop straight into it. What is the shadow? What is the shadow, you ask? The shadow is this pure raw energy. The shadow is the aspect of us that we do not know. Excuse me. The shadow is any aspect of ourselves which we do not recognize, accept, or acknowledge. You feel me? And the shadow is very interesting because oftentimes we push against the shadow, we antagonize the shadow, and in many different ways and facets, we even blame the shadow. You feel me? You might call the shadow Satan, you might call the shadow, we all have different names for it, but ultimately the shadow is a part of us, is that part of us that is necessary in order to grow, evolve, and expand. And it is up to us to acknowledge, to accept, and to bring love to the shadow. Now, the interesting thing about the shadow is it can be discussed, it can be debated whether or not, and you can figure that out for yourself. You can look back and see where it stems from. Some believe that the shadow stems from your childhood, while others will tell you it stems from a previous lifetime and you carried it over into this life. Me personally, I don't know. I just know that the shadow is a very present factor into my life. And the way that the shadow is created is very interesting because it's like this. Whenever you were young or whenever you were a child, and say you had to express something, say you had something on your mind, something on your heart, and you wanted to express it, and the people around you, they meant no harm by it, but they told you to man up, or to boss up, or to not be a little pussy, not be a little bitch, you feel me, or to ignore it, and all types of things. But from the moment that they tell you that a way of expression or something about you is wrong, we as humans, we tend to want to please other people, so immediately we shove it under the rug. And I believe it was Abraham Hicks that said, when you have a giant elephant, it doesn't matter how big your rug is, you can't put it under the rug. You just can't, and expect people not to see it. Like, how you gonna hide a big ass elephant under the rug and expect people not to see it? And it's like this. The shadow affects us in many different ways if it's not dealt with, if it's not acknowledged, if it's not loved, because the shadow is almost like a split personality. Is that aspect of yourself that opposes your main characteristics. Like for me, for example, you could say I have a lot of energy. The shadow aspect of that is I tend to overwork myself. Or you could say that I'm very positive. That shadow aspect to that would be I'm also very negative. You feel me? I mean, it's in my name. My name is Tao. You got the yin and you got the yang. It's a dual balance. And it's like this. I don't know why these notes keep flipping away. Um, okay. And it's like this. The shadow affects us in many different ways. It creates different circumstances and different pendulums into our lives, and we attract different types of people if we have no control over a shadow, because the shadow, almost in a sense, like I said, This raw energy, it's like a beast. And if you don't tame that beast, if you don't tame that lion, the lion is gonna wreak havoc into your life and cause you all types of unnecessary pain and just emotional disturbance for no reason. If you don't realize that it is you, it is an aspect of you, because it is still you. You feel me? Like, that's another thing. Pointing out the finger and blaming the shadow is not the way to go about it. I guarantee you, it's not the way to go about it. Because when your ass point that finger over there, three more of them points right back at your ass. You feel me? So when we say Satan did this or it's Satan's fault, in terms of, for those of y'all who has religious backgrounds or roots, you can't say that it's just Satan, because I believe that Satan and God, both energies are a part of us. Now it's up to you to find the perfect balance, and it's up to you to direct that negative and angry raw energy in a way that is most optimal and healthy for your well-being and evolution. You feel me? And it's like this. The shadow has great purpose within all of our lives. The shadow causes us to ask. It causes us to ask in ways that we never thought were possible. It provides us with this aspect of balance, because with all the goodness and with all the positivity going on within our lives, there has to be a balance. Because how could you know what positive is if you never took the time to evaluate and come to know what the negatives were? It's because of those experiences in our lives where times were tough, where we suffered and went through a lot of different pain. But in reality, all of that pain, in a sense, I'd like to call it tough love, because without that pain, without the suffering and the experiences that I went through as a child, I would have never been the perfection and imperfection that I am today. You feel me? And it's like this. The shadow, in a sense, it has your best interest at heart. Deep down, it's your flight or flight. It's your protection mechanism. It helps you survive. It protects you from a lot of different things. And oftentimes when we get angry or we feel the emotions that one could say is on the vibration or on the scale of the shadow, we want to run away from these emotions. But oftentimes these emotions and these feelings bring us the greatest insight and the greatest creativity. You feel me? Because it shows us and reveals to us so much about ourselves that we may have not been looking at, or it provides us with that perspective, a different perspective of ourselves that we may not be accustomed to. You feel me? Because it's like this. I remember Alan Watts had said something very powerful. It was like everybody got both the light and the dark within them. Some just do a really good job of hiding the dark within them. You feel me? There's no such thing as a 100% good person. And as he had put it, a true holy person, a person who is whole, who is holy, is not a good person. It is a person who has a great balance between the good aspect within them and the dark aspect within them. A holy person is a very scary individual, because you don't know what they could do. You feel me? Like, they're that one motherfucker that it's like they coolin' with you, they vibing with you, and everything's cool. But you get on their bad side, you catch them on the wrong day. Boy, I tell you. You feel me? But to get back on topic and shit, it's like this. The shadow shows you your limitations. It shows you your aspect. Oh my God, these cats are beautiful. Oh my God. That's what I call Mother Natural right there. Live in the flesh. But back to topic. It's like this. We have many different limitations and restrictions that we've placed upon ourselves that we have no idea of. And when we start to tap into that shadow, when we start to tap into that dark energy within us, we come to realize the different things and different ways we can incorporate that dark and negative energy. Because like this, it's not about the energy necessarily, but it is about how do you deal with it. You feel me? How do you express that energy? Because energy, like I said, it's all energy. Meaning, even if it's negative energy, you can transmute it. You can use it in a way that can benefit you in a positive way. You feel me? So there is no necessarily any need to run away from this energy. Like the other day, I was feeling really low. Like I was just, I didn't really feel up to it. You feel me? But I'm like, you know what? I could try and run away from this. I could try and escape from this. I could try to do this, that, and the third. But I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna observe this feeling. And what I found as I dwelled within that feeling, as I acknowledged that feeling and just was at peace with that feeling, is that oftentimes we just need to transmute that energy. And so I got my ass down and niggas started doing some push-ups, starting to work out and just expressing all that anger, all that sadness or whatever the hell I was feeling. Or yeah, man. And I just kept expressing it through physical activity, meaning it's different ways to go about expressing that energy. It's just a matter of when you acknowledge it or when you notice it or when you feel some certain type of way, don't run away from it. Don't try to hide from it, because that will cause you depression. That will cause you severe depression, because you expect things to be happy-go-lucky all the time, which it can be. Even it can be, but you have to do it in a way that you're not trying to force that happy-go-lucky all the time. You're just allowing it to naturally come to you, because we are naturally in a higher state of being. We're naturally high vibrational beings. So we came here to experience. So we're gonna experience that feeling. We're gonna experience that emotion, and then we're gonna go right back to being high vibrational naturally. You feel me? So just experience it, then give it some time. The key is not to dwell within it too much, and just give it some time, and you will notice naturally your energy rises back up, or you might have a certain situation or event and it just causes you to just bust out laughing type shit. And yeah, like some numb ass shit, it happens. That one motherfucker that you be kicking it with pull up on you or some shit, and then y'all niggas just having a good time, and then all of a sudden you feeling real good again, or whatever the case may be. Because it's like this, there has to be a balance within life. There has to be a balance. And to hop straight into it, it's hopping into that aspect of shadow work. You feel me? And by shadow work, we basically just talked about it just now. You feel me? It's just like acknowledging your shadow, bringing love to your shadow, and most importantly, letting go of the fear of the shadow. Oftentimes, for me personally, I was afraid of my shadow for a very long time, because trying to run away and be in this positive state, trying to please everybody, trying to be happy and be on good terms with everybody. Nah, fuck that. Nah, deadass, fuck that. You feel me? Because you can never truly make anyone else happy, no matter how hard you try to please them. They have to be willing to receive happiness first and be happy within their own temple before they can enjoy the space or the energy that you're providing to them. So ultimately, it is never your choice or your duty to keep anybody happy or to try to maintain the peace. Do-gooders are the worst type of people, you feel me? That's why with me in these videos, as much as I want to help y'all boys and gals, and as much as I want to provide that light, I had to reevaluate why I am doing it. Because truth be told, as selfish as it sounds, I don't give a damn about y'all. I'm not doing this for y'all. Like, what y'all thought this was? What y'all thought this was? You feel me? Like, I'm not doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for me. For my fulfillment. For my joy. For my clarity. This ain't for y'all. I can go on somewhere and it wouldn't even bother me. You feel me? Like, that's one of the reasons why in the beginning stages that I am in right now, even though I don't really get all that many views or likes or comments or whatever the case may be, I realize it's not about that at all. You feel me? It's not about that at all. Because the comments, the views, the likes, they come and go. You can't force that. Niggas is just gonna fuck with you, or niggas not gonna fuck with you. You feel me? It's one or the other. And I'm grateful for those who do fuck with me, and those who don't fuck with me, I'm grateful for you too, my nigga. I wasn't doing it for you. But let's get back on topic, dog. That's the thing about me. I be jumping on into one thing after the other. But bear with me. Just have some patience. You feel me? Just a little bit of patience. Just a little bit of patience. And it's like this. Shadow work has a lot to do with healing your past traumas, because you have to pinpoint that point within your life, within your experience, where you believe an aspect of the shadow was born. And tip for me is, you can change this memory. Now, I ain't gonna say you can just sit there and hop into your mind and change it. I mean, you can, but you have to hop into a special place in your mind, which is your level. I'm gonna make a video about that. How to get into your level, how to go to your level. Like Wiz Khalifa said in that one song, I'm in my level. Yeah, I'm at my level. You feel me? You gotta go to your level first, and then, hop into that space. And from your level, you can do just about anything within your imagination. And it's all about, before I had hopped off topic and went into that whole tangent and rant, it's all about just diving into the dark. You feel me? You have to be willing to dive into the dark. Like for me personally, earlier I was feeling very bored out here, and as much as I be talking about nature and preaching about nature, I usually just be out in nature maybe at most 3-4 hours. Then I start to get bored and want to leave or go back to the house type shit. But I was like, nah, fuck that. You feel me? Nah, love that. Love that. I would stay out here, because out of boredom, the greatest creativity can form. And in that same aspect, out of the darkness, you can find the greatest illumination. You can find the greatest light. So these repressed feelings, you have to acknowledge them. Like, however that works for you, whether you want to go into your level and change these memories, like I said, and instead of that time when you repress those emotions, you imagine yourself having expressed that emotion. Or you could just like write about it. You feel me? Like you could open up your notebook and sit there and genuinely call out to your shadow and just start writing to it. You feel me? And that's the beauty of it. With spirit, with energy, everything is energy. All it takes for you is just to call. The moment you call out, you're gonna see it. You're gonna feel it. Like I could just be sitting out right here and I say, Ja! And Ja's right here, you feel me? Like, Ja's right here. It's right here. It's with me. It's within me. And it's like this. It's a matter of just letting go of all that escapism, you feel me? Oftentimes, when you feeling low, when you feeling a certain type of way, if you just let go and give into it and experience whatever the hell you feeling, oftentimes the feeling ain't gonna last no more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever the case may be. But when you try to escape from it, you try to hide from it, you try to run away from it, and you try to create this illusion, you prolong the feeling. What you doing all that for? Like, just be at one with it, be at peace with it. Don't try to hide from it, don't try to run away from it. It's like Bobby said, you running and you running and you running away. You running and you running and you running away. But you can't run away from yourself. You can't run away from yourself. And that's the beauty of it. You can't. You really can't. We can try to, but ultimately, when you lay your head down at night to go to sleep, who you dealing with? Is it not you? Meaning, we can put up this facade, we can put up this illusion for the rest of the world, but when we go to sleep at night, when we lay our heads down at night, you feel me? Everything that is real comes out to play. Right before you go to sleep, everything that is real is what starts to come up within your mind. So really, it's just accepting yourself as you are, acknowledging yourself as you are. Don't try to change for nobody. Don't try to, I ain't saying that change ain't necessary, don't get it twisted, but don't try to put up this facade for everybody else. Like with me right now, like I had to really evaluate and reevaluate my life, because for the longest time, I wasn't being myself. And shout out to my little cousin Carl, dog. Shout out to that nigga, man, because it's like this. I remember at a certain point he was like, hey bro, Nodi, just be yourself, dog. Hey bro, Tal, just be yourself. You feel me? Like you don't gotta try and copy and do things the way you see everybody else doing. Just be yourself. And I really appreciated that, looking back on that, because that's what was necessary. I had to appreciate myself. I had to acknowledge myself, and I had to be my most authentic version. You feel me? Anyways, yeah, I think I've said my piece. I've said all that I needed to say. Until the next one, I bless you with purified source energy. I bless you with love and light. I bless you with balance. I bless you with acceptance of self. I bless you with acknowledgement of your shadow. I bless you with healing. I bless you with all of that good stuff. You feel me? I'm talking about all of that positive and negative energy. You feel me? Because then the negative is necessary from time to time to teach you, to help you grow, to help you evolve. Because the shadow, all it really did was cause you to act stronger, and you are receiving those answers. So be patient with yourself. Have some fun with it. Be easy about it. Don't beat up on yourself when you're feeling low. Allow yourself to experience it and be at peace with it. Anyways, your boy Tao. It's been a pleasure. Your boy is out. We're going back in.